Well, hello everybody, and welcome to this episode of G Bear's Off-Grid Ways, a homestead in the desert. Thanks for joining me, and thanks for those of you who keep coming back for more. I really appreciate that. All right, so you notice that Andy's motorhome is gone. He left yesterday morning, right after breakfast, and I just spent the whole day yesterday just lounging around doing nothing because the night before we had pizza, and Andy went into crash about 9:30, and I stayed up until midnight trying to see if I could polish off that whole case of beer. And oh my God, did I pay for that the next day? Wrong. Don't do that. Those younger days are over. Don't do that. I made a mental note to myself on that. Anyway, the heat's been starting to approach us. It was 103 today. It's going to get hotter all the way through Monday. And they're talking about possibility of 110 to 115 degrees. And that should be nothing more than tote koozie weather. So tote koozie's ready to go. I just got to pick up some more bromine. I'm out of that, so got to get the bromine in there. So anyway, I have been getting a little bit busy. Even though it was hot, I came out here and I worked. And just had myself a glass of wine on the rocks. Sangria by Carlo Rossi on the rocks is probably one of the best hot weather drinks that you can ever have. And take it from Bear. If you try that, you're going to be hooked on that forever. I don't think anybody that I've ever told about it has stopped doing that. They just love that sangria by Carlo Rossi on the rocks. All right. So, and don't get the weird sangria. This is the red sangria. They got some weird ones out there. Anyway, this big thing here is the new panel rack. This is going to hold 4 of those 305 watt panels. They'll be laying sideways like this. It'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that hat channel, there's another one that goes right through the middle here, right over the top of this bar. But I can't put that on yet. I put that on just before I mount panels. The reason for that is, you see this mark right here? That's the center of my support pole. And this is the other center of my other support pole. Now, my other racks that I built only had one support pole dead center. But this one, because it's going to be a bigger rack, I'm putting 2 support poles on it. So there'll be one here and one there. And they're 34 inches apart. And that puts them centered. Let me see if I can get around here. That puts them centered on one of the slot holes here. So on this hole and this hole, I'll have L brackets that'll go into these poles right here. These are the 2 poles that are going to support it. Now I've already marked them for 42 inches right there at the marks. That's 42 inches above the slab they're going to get poured on. And the hole that's in there, that's because this used to be my mast for my old turbine, my old PMA. And this one got bent a little bit at the bottom there. So this will work out great for what I'm doing. So what I'm thinking is I'll probably run my wires down the pole and come out that hole there and then go into conduit, go underground into the battery room. So hide the wires, get rid of them. All right, so when I get those L brackets, they will mount that up here at the top. I will place them here, mark the hole, put them on the drill press, and drill a hole all the way through. Then I put a carriage bolt through, and I put the nut on the other side to lock it into place. And then I just take my little stick welder and I just tap it so that you can't take the nuts off and steal the whole panel and rack and everything. All the stuff I do on this is pretty much, once they're assembled, they don't come apart unless I want them to come apart. As you can see, they've been welded at the joints here, all around. See, everything is welded. So I'll clean these up a little bit before I put them on there. I don't paint them because the others haven't been painted now for 4 years. There's no sign of rust on any of them. And it's just too dry out here. You know what I mean? So anyway, I wanted to show you that I got that. Now, I got my auger, post hole auger right there. This gas-powered post hole auger. Of course, it comes from Harbor Freight Tools, but it's a good little auger. And I've got the 6-inch auger on it because when I put the form up, which we'll go down and see in a minute, we'll put the forms up and then I'm going to sink those into the ground so they'll have concrete footings around them. That'll be part of the concrete slab underneath the whole unit. So it'll be a very stationary item. So when the high winds come up, it can't just flip the concrete pad over because it's going to be anchored into the ground by a good 18 inches. Oh, that's not a bad thing, right? So, I got a little pet peeve here and a little rant that I'm going to do. FedEx should be called Fed Up because, you know what? They're really getting on my nerves. I ordered that Midnight Classic 150. FedEx tracking said I was going to get it on the 31st of August. Well, guess what? It didn't show up on the 31st of August. It was still all the way in Illinois yet on the 31st of August. And they were blaming the hurricane in the Gulf for it. What? In Illinois? Give me a break. You know, some people don't understand. The excuses are like crap. Everybody has some inside of them, and it only stinks when it comes out. But they just aggravate me. So then they say, oh, early delivery is going to come on the 1st because they originally said it would come on the 2nd. So it's going to come on the 1st. Well, guess what? Yesterday when I checked tracking, it said, sorry, but there's no tracking information available at this time. Okay. So I tried a few times, got the same response. So here we are on the 2nd. Got up this morning, checked tracking. It says, out for delivery. Yay. That's fantastic. Well, guess what? About an hour later, I got another notification on my email that said, oh, sorry, there was a problem, so we'll deliver tomorrow instead. Come on. What in the hell is going on here? This thing didn't come from out of country. This came from Pennsylvania. What is going on here? So now, this is 4 days from the date that they said they were going to deliver. Tomorrow will be the 4th day that they said that'll get delivered. If they cancel tomorrow, I'm going to try to find somebody, the CEO of FedEx or whatever, and I am just going to lay into them. And then I'm going to do a complete episode that I post and I hope goes viral and just destroys FedEx, because this is not the first time they did this to me. After the last time I had a package that was coming by FedEx, after 3 delays, they contacted me and said, oh, you're going to have to come and pick it up. So I had to drive 60 miles round trip to go pick up my package that was supposed to be delivered to the house. Give me a break. Fed Up. Yep, that's them. Fed Up. You got those red, white, and blue trucks, but I'm fed up with them. Oh, man. Sorry about the rant, everybody, but I had to do that. So anyway, we're going to come around here, and I'm going to show you that I got the forms out. That's the same set of forms that I used to pour that slab and that slab. So I'm going to use it again over here. Now I'm going to set it out just a little bit further than what these were. Just because I'm planning on building a second one of these big racks and putting another 4 of the big panels on that right beside it. So all my 100 watters are going to end up getting reused for something else. And I've got a plan on that. I want to put power, solar power, and a separate battery bank up at my water tank, because I have one of those motorhome pumps inside my cabin. And when you turn the water on, you have to listen to the pump run just like you do in a motorhome. Well, I want it quiet inside of there when I turn the water on. So what I'm planning on doing is putting a separate battery bank and solar panels up at the water pump area. I mean, up at the water tank area, with a pump up there right on the outlet of the tank, so that my pressurized pump runs up there, not down here, so I don't have to listen to it down here. Anyway, that's the plan, and I'm sticking to it. You know what I mean, Pilgrim? All right, so here's the unit, and then once I get it leveled, it's a little high on this side. So once I get it leveled into place, then I'll take my auger, I'll measure the 34 inches on center across here, and I'll drill two 6-inch holes down to where the two pipes are going to go. And I'll set those down in there and pour the concrete around them, and then I can get those leveled to exactly where I want them. And then once I've got them set where I want them, then I will start mixing and pouring the concrete to fill the slab. And all the concrete is in the trailer right there, so I'm going to be doing that right there. And I'll have my garden hose over here so I don't have to run for water. And with my rapid rod mixer, yes, I am the inventor of rapid rod mixers. Sorry, we don't sell those anymore. The recession kind of killed us a little bit. And I say us because I had partners in that business. But I'm the inventor of rapid rod mixers, and some people out there have them. Some of my followers have them, and they'll tell you, great mixer. I got 60-pound bags right there. The 60-pound bags in a 5-gallon pail with a heavy-duty rapid rod mixer in a 1/2-inch variable speed drill. I mix 60 pounds in under 60 seconds. Okay, so 60 pounds in under 60 seconds. Think about that. So that's 1 minute per bag. Okay, so there's 8 bags. So that should take me 8 minutes, but it'd take a little bit longer because I can mix it that fast once it's all put together in the bucket. But there's time to where you got to cut the bag, split the bag in half, add water to the bucket, do your first slurry mix, and then you got time to dump it and spread it out. So there's a little time in between all of that. So don't think that it's only going to take 8 minutes to pour this slab. But I'll probably have this slab completed and finished over the top in about an hour. And that includes footings and leveling and all of that stuff. Pretty cool, huh, everybody? I will do some video on that while I'm doing it. I've done it before, but it's been a long time, so I'll get my tripod out here and I'll show you rapid rod in the makings. And I have a U.S. patent on that. Anybody who's interested in buying that patent out there, just leave a comment down below and we'll talk. All right. So, tote koozie weather, chickens and eggs doing just great. I'm getting 2 eggs a day. And Brewster, when Andy wanted to go shoot Brewster because he wakes everybody up at 4:30 in the morning. And he says, I'm out here to get some rest and relaxation. Wake me up at 4:30. Oh, well, that's Brewster for you. All right, so let's head inside and get the tail end of this video done with so that I can go sit down and relax. Gonna cook some sirloin steak tonight with garlic and onions and mashed potatoes. Oh, just sounds good. And I'm gonna have a dinner salad before that. Anyway, I got the last of the cabinets in over there, and it's a different color because these all have a finish on them. So I'm going to pick up the finish to finish that one when I'm all done with it. But I've got a butcher block on there that I use for cutting right underneath the white cutting board. And I want to take that one off, and I'm going to do one solid butcher block all the way across. But I got to put a spacer. There's the spacer right there. I've got to cut it down. The spacer goes between the wall and there. But I've still got OSB on this wall. It's supposed to be drywall. So I may have to take that section, all of this section out, and put that last sheet of drywall in before I set this cabinet. So I'm not in a big rush to do it. But I may take some temporary piece of wood and put over the top of this so I can keep using it. And also there's a space in between these. And no, I'm not going to close it off. I am going to put a floor in it, just the same height as the kick of the kick panel on the cabinets. But that's going to be because down inside there I can keep my my pizza board and my pizza peel and all of that. And I'm going to have a little pull-out that goes right in between the two cabinets that I can just slide those things out when I need them. Another little bit of storage. Something that's very important here. All right, everybody, that's about all I got, except for that TV right there used to be my computer monitor. I bought it because I had a flight simulator connected on my computer, and my desktop computer, I built that from scratch, and it was a very fast computer. I got all the parts at Alltech Electronics, same place I buy those solar panels. Anybody interested in those solar panels, they have more. So just put it in the comments, questions below, and I will give you the information on who to call. And they are in Santa Ana, California. All right, so they do have plenty of those panels. So if you want some, give them a call. Speak to Lucian or Ghazi, and they will take care of you down there. All right, and don't forget Vin. He's in service. He does repairs. So if you need your computers repaired and all of that, great place to go. And they've got everything for sale in there. And since I'm moving my computer into the bedroom because the refrigerator takes up that space now, I bought a Cat 6 cable, and I'm going to run the Cat 6 cable from over here where my router and switch is into the bedroom where I'm going to set up the computer. But I'm only going to use a small monitor. I don't need a really big one because I very seldom turn that computer on. As you guys know, I don't edit my videos. I'm a one-time, one-shoot person. I shoot it and I post it. So what you get is what you get. That's all there is to it. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me on this episode. I'm sorry for rambling on a little bit over here, but had to get it all out to you. And tomorrow we'll see what else I can get done. I'm going to hopefully have those posts all in and the concrete in, let that dry for a day, and hopefully my controller will get here and I'll be able to start setting up the controller. I did go into town and buy all the stuff I need, the wires and the MC4 connectors and all of that. So I'll be getting into that also, get everything ready. So when time comes, I slap the panels onto that new rack. I'm going to tie them in series parallel, 2 panels and 2 panels. And of course, remember, when you tie 2 panels together in series, you raise the voltage, but not the amps. Then when you hook anything in parallel, you raise the amps, not the volts. So that's what's going to happen on that. So I'm going to have 2 and 2. So I'm going to raise the volts from 40 volts each to 80 volts each coming in. But the amps are going to stay the same at 20 amps per 2 panels. So then when I put the 4 panels all together and join them and bring them into the controller, then I'll be bringing in 80 amps. Okay, so, oh no, wait a minute. I'll be bringing in 40 amps. So it'll be 40 amps, but I'll be bringing in, let's see, I think it's 80, no, I forget. I'll tell you when I get it hooked up, but the volts go up, and those are, they call them 24 watt panels, or 24 volt panels, but they actually have like 37 volts or something like that, 32 volts, 37 volts, somewhere in there. So I will put that information out on the next video. I'm getting a little bit too long here. I'm going to say thanks for joining me. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up down there. Questions and comments below. G-Bear signing off.